The Way Huge Havalina Germanium Fuzz by Jeorge Tripps. This is a vintage 60s germanium fuzz that invokes moods and sounds of fuzz tones that were coming out of England in the 60s, popularized by Clapton, the Beatles, the Stones. There are Russian germanium transistors in here, and they're low gain. So it has a lot of nuance to it, and Jeorge took a lot of time voicing this particular fuzz so you can invoke those sounds. And we're going to get right into it. What I'm playing through today is my Art and Historic Gibson SG through a Matt Schofield 2-rock signature based off of a super reverb, so it's a Fender style sound, into a closed back 212 with vintage 30s by Mesa Boogie. So I'm going to be playing through the SG first, and then later on we'll be playing through a Strat so you can hear what happens using single coils instead of humbucking pickups. All right, so the Havalina's control set is pretty basic. You've got volume, which is self-explanatory, low volume to high volume, and you can use it to turn down or turn up the effect and also hit the front end of the amplifier and overload the inputs. So if you want to drive your amplifier into its own natural distortion and use the fuzz as an accent to that, you would obviously have this in the upper ranges. And if you want the fuzz to be the primary tone source and you're using a clean tone, you would have it in the lower areas. Tone knob, this is a passive circuit, so it's not like an active tone control where you're adding treble or you're adding bass. What you're doing is you're shaving off the highs, then you've got fuzz. And there are 3 Russian germanium transistors in this thing, and as you turn it up, you are engaging the distortion of these transistors and either low gain setting or going to way huge craziness. And again, how you set these two together affects the overall quality of the sound. And if you're using the amplifier as part of your tone recipe, pumping this up, leaving this down, will blend the amplifier's sound with the fuzz, and as you get more into drastic settings, and let's say turn down the volume, you're listening to basically what the pedal can do on its own. So enough of that, let's get to some sound. So what I'm going to do is play the SG into the setup without the pedal engaged. And that's on the treble pickup with the tone and volume on 10. So let's set this output at noon, tone at about 11, fuzz at about 9 o'clock. Moving the tone up. So now I'm going to hit the front end of the amplifier a little harder. To me, that smoothed it out a bit because now the amplifier is engaging itself as well as the fuzz. Moving into higher gain stages. And as you get more fuzz, I like to turn the tone knob down a bit to keep it in a controlled area but still get that chaos of the fuzz. Very warm. So if I turn it up, turn the tone knob all the way up, very chaotic and abrasive sound that in a track would really pop out. So invoking the woman tone idea, I'm going to turn the tone control on my treble pickup all the way down to 0. Now I have a Strat, and we haven't touched any controls on the amplifier. Here we go. Turning up the fuzz, going to the rhythm pickup, neck pickup, sorry. Very warm sounding. Back to the treble pickup. All the way up. Havalina Germanium Fuzz by Way Huge.